So a crazy remodel in TFS has just been added that many people have wanted. There are also a lot of things to talk about, so let's get started. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about the new update, and that update is the Greater Rockford Island remodel. Now, it's a pretty big update as the entire island got remodeled. We will go through the things that have been updated, the new airports. It's a really fun update, and I'm sure that you guys will like it. So the first airport that we'll be talking about in this update review is Airbase Gary. So the first new thing about this airport is the newly added remodeled control tower. So now we're moving on to the airport building, which not only has a very nice exterior, it also has an amazing interior with many rooms. You can tell that the devs put a lot of work into this, and the hard work paid off. It looks really nice. And now moving on from that, we have the two new helipads and the hangars. There's honestly not much to say about them. They're just regular helipads and two hangars. So that's why we're going to move on to one of the most interesting parts of this airport. So the last part of Airbase Gary is the runway. It even has this cool little slope or hill at the beginning. I have to say it looks fantastic, and the entire airport looks amazing, and I'm sure that the other airports and other parts of the island that got remodeled were also amazing as well. So the next airport is the training center, and we start off with the airport building. Now there's not much to be excited about with the exterior, but the interior is what I really like about the airport. So inside the airport building we have a small room with chairs that you can sit on, and there is also a room with a flight simulator. Now that part is pretty cool, as you can even sit in the cockpit. So now we're moving on to the runway and the taxiways. They aren't that different from the old training center, which is why we got through this airport pretty fast. Continuing with the small airports, we have Baltic Airfield, and we start off with this really cool looking resort. Now we move on to the taxiway, which is also kind of like a big part of the runway. Now we move on to the runway itself. It's pretty short and it's not very wide. So now we're moving on to Mellor Airport, and we start off with the control tower, which kind of looks similar to the old one. So now we move on to the terminal interior. Also not much to say about this. It looks kind of empty. Before we move on, I would like to give a shout out to Aviation Enjoyer 10. You are so close to hitting 200 subscribers. I hope you hit that goal, and I hope your channel has an amazing future. I also recommend you guys go and check out his channel. He also does some really cool stuff there. Now moving on to the exterior of the terminal, it has 3 gates and a pretty unique design. On the other side of the terminal, we have a small helipad and a hangar. So the last part of the airport is the runway. There is not much to say about it, as it's really just a runway. And now we're moving on to Waterloo. It is a small airport where you can only spawn seaplanes. It has 3 hangars, and overall it's not that special of an airport. You have to have game passes to spawn the seaplanes that are there. And the last airport, and one of my favorite airports of the update, is Greater Rockford. We start off with the control tower, which also looks a bit nicer than the older one. There is even an area for fire training, and you can get a badge from entering it. Now we move on to the cargo stand, which is basically what it says. It's a stand which allows you to only spawn cargo planes there. It also looks a bit similar to the old one. So here are the large gates, And here are also the remote stands. And the last part of this airport are the 3 runways. In the last update there were 2. These runways are a bit longer than the previous ones, I think, and they look a lot nicer when there are 3 of them. And that wraps it up for this short update review. It's a really nice update, and I really liked everything that has been added. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. And as always, stay safe and goodbye.